Okay, this is a revisit of the neck prosthetic. I've already put a coat of silicone on this, stippled it essentially, then I made sure the edges were thin. That's coming apart there. Alright, we're going to do more coats. So, this is for a photo shoot. What originally happened to this is a two-part mold. The other mold cracked, so I ended up stippling everything instead of a press mold, you know. So I'm using Dragonskin FX Pro. It's probably like equivalent to a Polytech Gel 00, softer. Pro is like a softer version of the FX Dragonskin. Alright, so I'm going to stipple again. I'm going to use a chip brush to stipple in the silicone. On, not in, but on. And get a rag for when you clean the edges or thin out the edges. You have something to wipe the brush off with. Silicone is a monster, and plus I'm going to be thickening the silicone with Thivex to excuse me. Always try to make sure there's no hairs, loose hairs off your chip brush. Alright, I'm using Fuse Effects pigment, intrinsically colored, and it's the light. Good stuff. Rest in peace, guy. Pour out the silicone in equal amounts here by volume. Or you could weigh it out, but I usually do it by eye. I usually put the pigment in part A. I really don't think it matters. Never had any problems, issues putting it in either side. Put about 4 drops of the Fuse Effects pigment. Then I'm adding some flocking also. Pinch of red, teeny pinch, and then decent amount of flesh flocking. That's good. Of course, I premix this. Get a nice tone. I'm going for the lighter tone because the character actress is supposed to be dead, so I'm going to make it a little lighter than she has a tan, this actress. But next thing I'm going to do is use some Thivex to thicken it. 5 or 6 drops. You don't need very much of this either. Takes about 20 minutes, half an hour for the silicone to set up. Best to use some gloves. I don't have my gloves on hand, just for the mess. It's not toxic or anything like that. Make sure you scrape the sides, bottom, mix it well. First I just dump it on here first. Try to concentrate it more on the center, because you want to get those nice thin edges. Try to get it as even as you can, no like lumpy sides, because this is supposed to be conforming to the actress's shoulders and neck here. So, and this is not a 2-part mold to where, you know, I'm going to get a perfect fit. So this is going to be, you know, guesstimation by eye kind of thing. Alright, I think that's good. Even coat. Now it's time to get the edges clean, nice and clean. Some kind of small paintbrush, some alcohol, 99%, and your rag. And you just want to kind of brush your edges down a little bit. Not totally clean it, but get it nice and thin and no bumps. Well, probably do about 4 coats. Last time I did this, I've already done this for the actual shoot, movie shoot, and I had to do the same thing, obviously, because of my positive mold, duplicate positive mold cracked on me. I made it a little too thin. I want to get rid of these bumps around the edges. Alright, I'll let this set up and then we'll do another coat. Greetings YouTube, I want to give you a little more information on this technique. It's essentially a layering technique using thickened silicone. This technique came out of necessity, for I had a 2-part mold and one side of the mold cracked and had to produce an appliance without the positive. So you essentially are utilizing thickened silicone, intrinsically colored. There's 2 key points in this technique. One is thickened silicone, and the other is refining your cutting edge, your fine edges, by hand. So there's a benefit for this technique, and that is if you do it correctly, in the end, your piece may not need too much surface painting, or not at all. So each layer you apply, you want to refine your edges by hand, utilizing another artist brush, towel, and 99% alcohol. So every layer you apply, you take your artist brush and refine and taper those edges, and then clean off your brush for the next layer. You want each layer to set, obviously, before you proceed to the next layer. The benefits of this technique is, in the end, your piece may not need that much surface painting, or none at all. The negative of this technique is you don't have the accuracy of a 2-part mold for form fit. You want to utilize smaller batches so you have more control over your layers and less possible waste. Small batches, thickened silicone, and refining the edges by hand are key. It's best to utilize this technique with props and larger appliances. Okay, so for the application, which was pretty straightforward, I utilized Prosade as my adhesive. For colors, I used rubber mask grease paint, cream colors, and alcohol activated palettes. Since I was blindly going into this project, as far as the photo shoot is concerned, the director didn't know exactly what he wanted either, so I applied this understructure appliance, which is part of the movie. Was not needed for the photo shoot in the end, but I applied it anyways because I wasn't sure. So thank you for watching. And if you have any questions, please comment below. Thanks for watching. Peace.